again, the OSP started this process. And now, where are we now? We were all saying we don't believe in the OSP. When the OSP, they were saying that they don't trust him when he says that he was going to treat himself and he'll be back. When they said they don't trust him. Now he's proved them right. And now there are calls on you to bring him back. Otherwise, your political fortunes are affected heavily.
But you see, something, this matter, sometime in June last year, that's when Honorable Ofori-Atta went for his surgery at the Mayo Clinic. And the records were there. Any person could have verified the veracity or otherwise of that. After undergoing the surgery, I'm sure most of the time you'll find that people have some recuperating period and so on and so forth. Yeah, it may have gone past that period because it's been 6 months now, I believe. It may have gone past that period. But you see, they say that the first law of nature is what? Self-preservation. I am just conjecture, right? And allow me to do some conjecture. If I see the way and manner that people like Wuntumi and then Osei and all of that have been arrested, and then bail conditions, onerous bail conditions are put on them, and so on and so forth. And sometimes, I don't know whether the NSS chief executive has even been left to go. The one who had the 800 million bail.
They are all on bail now.
They are all on bail. No, he was granted the bail, but he couldn't even meet the bail conditions.
Yes, I think it got reduced. Yeah, I think twice or so.
200 million and all of that.
Twice or so.
Is he still not in custody?
I think now.
I think he's in custody. He's in custody.
Really?
Let's check. He couldn't meet the bail conditions.
Because he's not meeting bail conditions. It's not that he has been denied bail.
You understand? That's what I'm talking about. The onerous bail conditions. You understand? So all of these things, they don't, go to motivate somebody like that to come. And I'm just speaking, from my perspective. But what is important is that there's too much politicization of, a simple criminal matter. Now, if you look at the case of Sedina Tamaklo, when she absconded, Attorney General didn't make any fuss, there was no press conference, there was nothing. And until recently, I didn't even know that there was an extradition request that was put in by the Attorney General.
You are not following the news.
No, at the time, it even just became public.
No, it had been public. I had interviewed Alfred Tuayagwa like twice.
So what I'm saying is that until now, many people did not know that there was even an extradition request. You see, what is important is that we can pursue this case even without the physical presence of, Honorable Ofori-Atta. So sometimes you wonder what's going on. It's just sometimes much ado about nothing.
Really?
It's not easy to extradite people like that. You remember when...
Is it not easy for you to tell him to come?
Of course, if I have deep apprehension that you are going to trample on my rights, I have every right to decide whether, I can take this risk or not.
Those who have been arrested, their rights been trampled.
Oh, but Professor, you are distracting me. You're distracting me. There is this minister for petroleum in Nigeria who left office with President Goodluck Jonathan. Alison Desani Alison Madueke. Yes. She's been in the US and UK courts off and on, and there's been an extradition request since 2015. They have been able to go make searches, charge her for all manner of offenses, bribery, corruption, seize properties, and so on and so forth. But the extradition, to date, EFCC has not been able to get the extradition for her to be brought into the country. So you proceed with the trial.
How do you proceed with a trial? He's been charged.
Yes.
There is a summons.
Yes.
The summons will be served on him. If it is served on him and then he refuses to honor the summons, there will be an arrest warrant, a bench warrant on him.
Yes.
Then he'll be looked for and arrested. If he's not found, then you say the process can go on. But you can't say that the prosecutor starting the process should say, oh, he's unavailable, so let's go.
But see,
it's not done.
The reality is that he's unavailable.
No.
And there are remedies under the law.
He's available, refusing to make himself present.
Technically, he's not available. But if he was available,
he's available to the US government, but not available.
You don't necessarily have to have the person physically present. and there are remedies under the law for you to proceed.
You are worried
without necessarily, going through all these
questions have been asked. What kind of a republic do you want?
No,
that people can do anything they want and jump on the next flight and say whatever you want, do
and
at my back.
People like you saying that it doesn't.
No, but people have issues with somebody who is yet to be tried. Hold, please. You have issues with somebody who is yet to be tried, but you don't have issues with somebody who was on trial and has actually been convicted. And she's run away out of the country.
Who don't have issues
you're not spending time on the...
Why are they not?
You're not spending time on the lady.
It's high profile.
You're not spending time on the...
No, exactly what do you mean? Because, wait. Let's avoid that. Let's avoid that obfuscation and misleading of the public.
It looks like there's too much attention.
The Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana began an extradition process.
Yes.
Godfred Dame began an extradition process.
Yes.
For said in Atamaklo. What else has to be done?
No, I'm saying...
what else has to be done?
So we have people demonstrating. We have the people demonstrating at the U.S. Embassy. That one is low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
Why are they not demonstrating about that one too? So all of these things, I'm building a point. You have turned what would have been pure criminal case into a political persecution.
Who has?
Hold. There are people, NDC apparatchiks, who are out there, and people who are Ken, who are pro-NDC, who are out there demonstrating. You are building a certain point for the U.S. Embassy people or even the American government to believe that, look, this is not just any simple criminal case. It looks like there are political undercurrents. You understand? So if Ken now is building his case on the point that, look, all of this thing is about political persecution. Look, you make him build a very
Is that something that is believable from what you say?
You make him build a very strong case for himself.
You, as a lawyer and former minister and in parliament, is that proposition something you believe?
No, it's a proposition that is available for anybody to believe.
No,
and
it's
he
you
can
I'm
make
asking.
that case.
It's you I'm asking.
No, I'm saying that, look, you are doing a case, and every part of the case is in the public domain. And then you are making it look like without Ken, look, all these oral cases, the 200 million or 20 billion or so amount that is supposed to be gotten cannot be got.
If he had made himself available, will there be all of this drama?
For instance, well, that is out there for the jury to decide. But for instance, what is the real case for Ken to answer?
You haven't seen the SML case?
That's the SML case.
That one we are told is even the tip of the iceberg.
And so why are the other cases? So currently, before the judge, the immigration judge, the Department of Homeland Security goes there to talk about the bill, application. And now they themselves introduce an issue regarding the fact that Ken is being pursued under an extradition request before the judge. So the judge was hearing for the first time, so look, but I don't have any formal documents before me, all right? And they presented only BBC reports and then some newspaper, cuttings as proof. Now you have to come. So in this country, apart from that particular SML case, is there any other substantive case?
The Attorney General says yes.
But there's no case. Has that any case been filed?
Says he's been under investigation.
So the investigation is not, charge sheets. You need charge sheet. Charge sheet is the foundation of all of these.
How do you arrive at a charge sheet?
Samson.
Investigations lead to a charge sheet.
So, and they haven't been able to finish the investigations. And you want the man in. Look, prove to Ghanaians. You are talking about, for instance, National Cathedral. National Cathedral, what is the wrongdoing? Forensic reports have been conducted. And even the Attorney General has made comments about that. Where is the wrongdoing? Where is the smoking gun? I'm speaking now, I'm even confused because I want to know exactly what case beyond the SML case that Ken is supposed to answer. And we're so fixated about him coming to Ghana, being extradited and so on and so forth. Look, you can proceed, you can tick all the boxes, and you can secure conviction without necessarily having the man, in this country.
That should become the norm.
And I think
that should become the norm.
That cannot be the norm because, in fact, it is.
You hit a person on the road. You kill them. In fact, you kill them. The police person says, "Oh, I've taken his number. Go rest." You go to court. Is that how it should be done?
In fact, it is one of two exceptions. since this Fourth Republic started, yes, said in Tampuli and it is Ofori-Atta that we are seeing are being requested to come and account for their political, stewardship, and then we are having these challenges about extraditing them before we were able to do this case. But I'm saying that look, we have politicized the case so much so that we have even fortified this case in the US, and I would not be surprised that this case, becomes a foolish case, especially regarding the extradition.
A foolish case.
You have made the case so political that even the US government will be thinking twice before they can,
Dr. Bonfe,
allow it.